Hey guys, welcome back to another free-to-play Clash of Clans episode. So today I'm going to show you how you can 3-star every single base using this army during the WWE event. This army is so strong. I've been 3-starring Town Hall 13s and 14s. In fact, you can see I climbed to Champion 3 because this army just 3 stars every base, or at least consistently 2 stars. The only weakness is the time fail. So make sure to like and subscribe. I'll put more stuff out like this, and let's get into it. So you're going to come to find that this army is super flexible with the heroes, with the equipment, even with the clan castle reinforcements and the spells. So I'm going to break the heroes down one by one so it's easier for you guys to understand. Starting off with the Royal Champion, she is going to be used to funnel one side of the base and clear splash defenses like the Multi-Inferno Tower and Bomb Tower. Now, for the equipment, I recommend using stuff that you'd use for like a Royal Champion Charge or Royal Champion Walk, like the Electro Boots and Seeking Shield. Additionally, if you have the Rocket Spirit, that's a great option as well. So, in summary, you're doing a mini RC charge with no or minimal invisibility spells. Now let's talk about your warden. So the warden is the backbone of the army, and you're going to make sure he stays alive and is pretty much just supporting the troops. So for the warden, I'm going to recommend survival equipment or funneling equipment. So you can use a life gem. I'm using the fireball, or you can also use the healing tome if you have it leveled up. So now let's talk about the Barbarian King. So the Barbarian King is almost going to be cleanup, so you need to make sure he has good survivability and damage, and it ultimately depends on what you like. I'm using Vamp Stash and Spiky Ball, but you can certainly use Earthquake Boots to open the base up, or Rage Vial to enhance his damage, but I'm keeping it on those two. So next up we have the Minion Prince slash Archer Queen. My Archer Queen is upgrading, so that's why I'm using the Minion Prince. If you want to do a mini Minion Prince dive, you can, but you do the RC. And otherwise, I'm going to say keep it at his classic equipment. You're really not going to need the other two because you need all the troops you can get. Okay, so now let's talk about the troops. So for this army, I am going to say use the two Giant Giants, a Cane Troop, the Disarmor, and Yeeter. And if you have more or less housing space, you can adjust it to accommodate those changes. Now for the spells, it is all about survivability. So I have two heals, a freeze, a poison, four zaps, and an invisibility. So the two healing spells are meant to keep the giants alive and moving throughout the base. The freeze is meant to either freeze the single target infernos or any splash damage. The poison to take care of any clan castle troops or the defending troops. Four zaps to take out any defenses, and an invisibility for when Kane gets to the town hall. So when we talk about siege machines, what I would advise picking is the siege barracks, since either the aerial ones you don't need or the wall wrecker slash log launcher just to break walls, and you have troops that can do that. When it comes to the clan castle reinforcements, you are definitely going to want troops that can clean up but also help funnel. So I'm going to show you guys what I use: a furnace, an apprentice warden, one wizard, three archers, a flame flinger, and two bat spells. So now let's go Kyun to attack and show you how you can 3-star any base with this army. So the beginning is very stressful, but you're going to use your zap spells to destroy multi-target infernos. Now out of habit, I dropped it on the air sweepers because I do air attacks. So next, you are going to find somewhere to drop your siege machine. In this case, we're going to drop it near the cane troop because then we can drop the rest of our heroes and start the attack. So the next step is to let the siege barracks funnel one side until it destroys one of the army camps. In this case, the wizards destroyed the cane troop, and then you're going to drop the heroes in this order: Grand Warden, Barbarian King, along with all of the limited time troops. So that's the Yeeter, Disarmor, Kane, and the Giant Giants. So when you drop all the troops, immediately hit the Warden ability, and now Kane has reached the Town Hall, so we're going to use the invisibility there. This is very powerful. We see a lot of Kane charges. Now the Warden has gone down, which usually isn't ideal, but you can see we're using the heal on the Giant Giants to keep them alive. Now, throughout the rest of the attack, you are really just going to let the troops do it themselves. However, if you have the Minion Prince and he can get good Dark Orb value, use it. Now, while the troops take care of the defenses, the one weakness with this army is because of the minimal troops you bring, even with reinforcements, you still do risk time failing. However, the troop survivability should mean that you are able to 3-star it, even if you don't have that much time left. Now here you can see I dropped the poison spell on the disarmor. However, you can totally position it to either help with the heroes or other clan castle troops. So the troops finished up the attack, and now I'm going to show you how to use the cane charge and get the town hall, as well as dropping everything all at once. So now we're up against a Town Hall 14, and this one does have weaponized builder huts, and this army is so strong it can even take weaponized builder huts down. So we dropped the zap spells on the scatter shots, and now let's drop the siege barracks. So in this case, we're looking at the right where Kane is, around 3 o'clock. So the difference with this attack is that when you do your Kane charge, you're going to have to pay a lot more attention to Kane and much less on the other troops. So as you can see, the wizards are starting to take Kane out, and once Kane got taken out, we immediately dropped all of our heroes except the royal champion and all of our troops. So as you notice, we're still following the same steps from the previous attack, but the troops are spreading out more. And in this case, we did press the Warren ability a bit late, but now we're focusing on Kane. So it's important you get the positioning correct, otherwise your whole attack is going to be messed up. So it's okay to drop it a little bit behind the canes as long as they're still caught within the spell. So for the remainder of the attack, we just follow the steps from the previous attack, which you can just rewind the video to watch, but instead we threw in the royal champion to help clean up the rest of the base. So the troops just ended up finishing off the rest of the base, and although we freed the thrower from the army camp, we could have just saved the poison spell because, yet again, this army is that strong. So, as you can see, we got another 3-star pretty easily, and although by the time this video comes out, the event is over, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.